My name is Anne Marie Heil. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in San Antonio, Texas, and you can find me over on my blog at stampinann.com. I go live every Friday at 4 p.m. Central right here on the Stampin' Ann Facebook page. Hi, Patricia. And today I'm doing something a little bit different. I am actually going to do a card class today. I have 3 cards prepared for you, and we're going to do a little card class. And I'm offering something special with what I'm doing today as well. I'm offering make and takes. Now, I don't do those for every Facebook Live video, but I do occasionally. So what we're going to do is we are going to create 3 projects with the Fragrant Flowers Bundle and the coordinating designer series paper from Sale-A-Bration. That's really what I'm focusing this card class on. So we're going to do 3 cards, and so a couple quick things. If you want a make and take kit, and a make and take kit for these projects I'm going to do today, it's going to include all the materials you need to create the 3 projects. You will need the stamps, the ink, and adhesive, because I can't send any stamped images. So you'll need those things, but everything else will be sent to you. So your cardstock, your envelopes, all of that good stuff will be mailed to you. And I will give away that card kit for free with any order in my online store that is $35 or more through Monday at midnight. Now, in order to get that make and take kit, you have to shop with this host code. So there is a link in the description of the video to shop with the host code, and the host code is up there as well. So if you shop by Monday the 20th, Monday the 20th at midnight, and it's a $35 minimum, but it's Sale-A-Bration right now, guys. So you may just want to bump your order up to $50 so you can get a free item too. Just a hint. You don't have to, but if you want the make and takes, it's a $35 minimum. Sale-A-Bration, you'll get a reward at $50, but you do need to shop with that host code. And then what I will do is when you shop with that host code, it lets me know that you want make and takes for these projects, and I will package them up and send them to you, and that is a free gift that I will send to you. Like I said, I don't do that all the time, but I am doing it this week, so I hope you'll take advantage of that. I'd love to send you a kit. Now, if you want a project sheet for today's projects that includes measurements and a supply list, bless you, I have a sneezy dog. So if you want measurements and a supply list for today's projects, sign up for my email list. I'm going to pop the link in the description here. If you're not already on my email list, I'd love to have you join every week for Facebook Live. So I go live on Fridays. I send out my newsletters on Saturdays. And so tomorrow I will send out the project sheet for today's projects. It will include measurements and supply list for the projects that we make. The video serves as the tutorial. And then if you happen to watch this video I wrote the dates down. So this video is going live on Friday the 17th. The email will go out on the 18th. And so if you watch this anywhere between February 18th, 2023, I guess I should say that, and February 25th, the second email will go out on the 25th, and I include that week's Facebook Live project, and then I include the previous week. So you have 2 chances to get the project sheet. If you don't sign up for email lists by the 25th, by that email going out, you won't get this project sheet for the video that you're watching, but you will get one for whatever I did that week. So I just want to clear that up because, again, there was some confusion about that. So I just want to make sure I'm very clear with you guys that if you sign up for this, if you're watching this video on YouTube and you sign up for this in April thinking you're going to get the project sheets for this, you're not. You will get something if you sign up for the email list. You will get project sheets, just not for this particular video. So I just want to clarify that. And then make and takes are by Monday the 20th. So I'll mention that again later in the video because I don't do that every Facebook Live. So I will mention that again. So again, you do need to shop with this host code. I'm going to leave that. You can't see it. I'm going to leave it right in the corner here. And if it gets in the way, we will move it. But we're going to make 3 projects with Fragrant Flowers. Before I get started today, I want to do some prizes for last week. So last week on Facebook Live, we made this cute little card in some fun colors using the Petal Park bundle. And this was a card that I made on the video. If you missed the video, you can go back and catch it on YouTube. I had 2 alternative color combos. Oh no, I dropped something. Hold on. Here we go. So the video also shared two other color ways for this card as well. So, but this is the one we did on Facebook Live. So for everybody who shared the video last week, I went ahead and put your name into a drawing to win this card. So out of everybody who shared, Polly Libby is our winner for sharing. So congratulations, Polly. I will be sending this to you. I have the hiccups now, guys. Let me turn this on. I forgot to do that last week. So Polly, I have your mailing list. What am I even saying? Your mailing address. So I will pop this in the mail to you. Congratulations. And then I have another card here with that same suite of products in the mini catalog, the Regency Park. It's a cute little birthday card featuring the paper. And then this is the Regency Park bundle. I just thought this was fun. Everybody always needs a birthday card, right? So for everyone who commented on last week's video and left a comment, said hello, I put names into a drawing, and the winner is Sandy Bennett. Sandy, congratulations. I'd love to send this card in the mail to you. I do not have your, it just looks like it's a little bit of, yeah, just a little, that comes off. If I don't have your mailing list, or why do I keep saying that? Your address. So if you would drop that in the email to me at annemarieheil@gmail.com, just send me your mailing address and I will pop this card in the mail to you. It's just my little gift to you to say thank you so much for watching Facebook Friday. So we'll do the same thing this week for sharing the video. I will send one of the cards that I make to one sharer, and then I'll send, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'll send one of the cards, since I'm making 3 this week, I'm going to send one to a sharer, and then I'm going to send the other 2 to 2 people who comment. So we'll do a drawing next week for 3 cards. Okay? Sound good? Congratulations, you guys. Okay, before we get started, I want to talk to you because I have a deadline coming up. My monthly kit club, Cultivated Creativity. I have a deadline coming up on that on the 20th. The 20th is the last day to register to get the projects from the Regency Park bundle. I have one more. So I'm going to do a flyby of those projects right now. Cultivated Creativity, what it is it's a monthly card kit. I send you everything to make 4 cards, 1 non-card. And you just sign up, you subscribe. There's no commitment to subscribe. You can do 1 month, you can do as many months as you want to. But you just sign up. I mail you a fun little card kit, and you have everything you need. You'll have at least $20 in consumable product. So this month it's a half pack of paper, a half roll of ribbon, and a full pack of embellishments. There's always something fun to snack on in there. I picked them up yesterday because I'm in the process of getting started packing those up. So I picked up the snack yesterday, and it's cute. Yeah, you'll also get a thank you card for me, an alternative card with a bonus tutorial that'll be the thank you card for me. And I make that card for you in its entirety. So you'll have a full card in there. And who knows, there might also be some other little surprises in there too. It is $39 a month US. And I would love to have you join. So I'm going to flip through. I'm going to do a flyby of the projects. We have some fun folds this month. Super cute. Got this one here, which is another cute fun fold. This one here. And all of the insides of these projects are also done. I am in Texas, Laura. That's a great question. She says, what state are you in? I am in Texas. And then here's another one. Pull that off. Cute little gatefold. So those are the 4 cards. And then our non-card project this month is an adorable little post-it holder. Super cute. And then you will get, I don't know, I have a random ribbon here. I don't know where that came from. You will get one of, this is my bonus project this month. So you'll get the tutorial for this, and I will make you one of these. It'll be a secret. You'll have to figure out which color combo you get. But I will make one of these for you, and this is an extra gift that comes in your card kit. So I would love to have you join me for Cultivated Creativity. The link for that is in the description of this video. Again, if you want the Regency Park kit, you can sign up by the 20th. So as long as you're signed up by the 20th, you'll get that kit. Anything on the 21st or after gets next month's kit. Okay, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask them down below. I was going to pop a link in, but I don't have it in my little clipboard. So it is in the description of the video, though, and I would love to have you join me for that. So let's talk about what we're making today, guys. So we're going to use the Fragrant Flowers card, and as I mentioned, I'm going to be doing a class today. We're going to make 3 cards. I don't normally do this. So I have 3 fabulous cards showcasing the Fragrant Flowers Bundle and also the paper. So we are actually going to make these 3 cards today featuring the paper. This one's a fun fold. And yeah, I'm going to share some tips along the way with you. And if you want the make and take kit for these 3 projects, I'll send you the paper, the cardstock, the die cuts, all of that stuff. You just need to do the stamping and you need to do the adhesives and I think that's it. Stamping, adhesives, and ink. That's what you need for your make and take. So this is what we're making today. So get ready. We're going to do something fun. Okay. Now also, in addition to using Fragrant Flowers, I have paired in some sentiments with something fancy, which I think is just a great all-around sentiment set. I know that is you get a little reflection there, but this is a fun one too. So I'm going to be using this and also the coordinating dies. I didn't put these on magnets yet, guys. Please forgive me. So these are the coordinating dies for something fancy, which are my new favorite labels. And then these are still in the envelope. These are the coordinating dies for, I didn't put these on a magnet yet either. I am lazy. I've been so busy, you guys. And if you did purchase the Easter Bunny class to go, those they were expected to go out by the end of the month, but guys, I should have them out by the end of this weekend. I am ahead of schedule with the Easter Bunny class, and I almost have them packed up and ready to go. So they're going to go out earlier than usual. If you missed that class, you can still get the PDF tutorial. You can send me an email. Or I think there's a link here in the on my Stampin' Up page too. Okay, so those are the coordinating dies. I just like to show them in case people aren't familiar. And let's get busy. We're gonna start with this card first. Now, what I love about these cards is there's minimal stamping because the designer series paper does all the work. Trying to grab. Hold on, here it is. Okay, so in Sale-A-Bration right now, Sale-A-Bration, one of the free gifts you can earn with a $50 order here in the US, I know it's different in different places, is the Fragrant Flowers Designer Series paper. We're just going to do a quick flyby of this. I love that the front are these beautiful florals and the back are more of these neutral patterns. This has become, I will admit, at first, this was not my favorite in Sale-A-Bration, but the more I have used it, I have really enjoyed this paper. I love the B-sides as well, so you can use it for totally a non-floral project. And I just love the colors, Fresh Freesia, Calypso Coral, Petal Pink, there's Mossy Meadow in here. It's just a great all-around pack of paper. So there you go. So this project is, here's my insides. Let me move those. Okay. So again, if you want measurements and a supply list for today's cards, you can get that by being part of my email list. So check out the link in the description of the video. Also, if you're watching this video on YouTube, there is a description area for the video. I have glue here. So under the title of the video on YouTube, there's a little description area and all of my links are there. So just click on that. It'll drop down and that's where you can find the links to sign up. So I've had some questions and that's where you can find it on YouTube. Okay. And on that note, this video will be posted on YouTube tomorrow before my newsletter goes out too. So if you prefer to watch on YouTube, you have that option too. Okay. So my original card, I did this a little bit differently because, as you know, I like to do things a little over the top sometimes. This has a little embossed background with some images. I actually went with dry embossing on this for the other card because it kind of has a cool texture to it too. So Our color palette for this card is Calypso Coral, Petal Pink, Basic Black. I embossed the Basic Black layer with the Time Worn Type embossing folder. I just think it gives it a nice, I don't know, kind of like a roughed up edge to it a little bit. And we're going to actually put some ink on the top of this too. Patricia says, I love how they're putting sentiment dies in the sets now. I know, I love having label sets. They're like some of my favorite. Okay. This is the B side of the paper that we're using. It's this little petal pink strip that's, well, let me start here. 5.5 by 8.5 score at 4 1/4 for your card base. And then I have 4 inches by 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And then this is, I think I said that backwards, but 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. Sorry, I'm used to cards this way, so I backed up my measurements. But anyway, it's just some basic card layers. This is a 1/2 inch by 5 1/8 inch strip. So just a little tiny bit just to add a little bit of interest, okay? And I'm just going to pop this in the back. Let me take the lid off and keep it off. Hi. My foster puppy is, she's a little needy today, guys. She had an accident today. I have to remember, she's still a baby. She's about 9 months old, but she had a little accident in the house today and she's feeling pretty bad about it. So she goes outside to play and she gets way too consumed with everything that's going on outside. And when she does that, she forgets to go to the bathroom, I think. So when she came in, she had an accident. So it's okay. We have patience here. So she's just, I think she's sulking a little bit. Poor baby. I feel so bad for her. She looked at me like, I'm sorry. I don't know what else to do. Normally she lets me know, but she was up here with me today and I don't think she could make it to the back door in time. Okay. I'm going to grab some scrap paper. So we're going to do something on the back of this because black is kind of stark a little bit. So I'm actually going to use my white craft ink to add a little bit of shading on the background, just a little bit of added interest. So I'm going to take a blending brush with my white craft ink. That might be piece of my hair, which is always in everything. Now with the craft ink, I always recommend have a blending brush that's just for craft ink. Craft ink is super thick, you guys. So when you start working with it, it can kind of migrate and get on everything. So I have one blending brush that I have designated with this washi tape that's just for craft ink. And I'm just going to add a little bit in the background in different patterns. Hi, Jeanne. Nice to see you today. I actually meant to do this before I adhered the DSP, but it is what it is. It's fine. Now, craft ink. Craft ink is going to dry a little bit lighter than it is when you put it down. So keep that in mind too. But this is just kind of a fun little distressing in the background you can do. And then it may not look like much on the video, but I also then just like to go over it with a paper towel or something else and just to pick up any excess. Oh, I just saw a comment. Oh, Patricia said her pup did the same thing. He'd go outside and get so distracted. I know, it's like you feel so bad for them, and then you have to remember they're babies, and it's like, you know, they're still learning the ropes. So, so hopefully you can kind of see that. Another thing you can do with your craft ink, and I am going to choose not to do that today since we are making 3 cards, is you could actually flick a little bit. You can see it here on my background. You can actually take some craft ink with like your aqua painter and just flick some splatters on your card too. That is a really messy technique, and I will show you guys that on a different video, but I'm going to do it on a video where we're not making 3 projects because I just think it's messy and we have a lot to get done. So I am just opting to distress the background a little bit here, and I'm happy with that. I think it kind of softens up the black a little bit, and you could add more ink if you wanted more distressing. You could add no ink at all if you didn't want it at all. But my white craft ink is I did a presentation on white craft ink at our last Maker's Mojo Creative Escape. And ever since then, because white craft ink is one of those things I just don't use in my craft room. And so that's why I chose to do it for my presentation for that event. And ever since then, I've been trying to use it more and more and more because it's a cool product. It's just, it's underutilized in my craft room. So I just kind of like how it just adds a little soft detail. And I know it looks weird, but trust me, when we put the elements of this card together, it adds a nice fun interest to the background. All right, so we're going to put our layers together. Uh-oh. I heard chewing and I just needed to make sure nothing that wasn't supposed to be in a dog's mouth was in a dog's mouth. It's her toy. Hi, Stormy. There's my dog. She thinks I'm talking to her. She's like, what do you need, Mom? What do you need? I'm here to help. Thanks for sharing, Jeanne. Okay, so we have that part of the layer done. Now this I love because this paper, I laid these down so they were lined up and I think I screwed them up. Hold on. Okay, so I cut this. It's like a puzzle. We have to put it back together. Nope, that doesn't line up. There it is. There's one. And I think that one. Yes. Okay. So see how these strips, you're going to start out by cutting a 3-inch by 3 1/4 inch square. So that's what you're going to start. Well, it's not a square. 3-inch by 3 1/4 inch. And then what you'll do is you'll just take on the 3-inch side, you're going to cut 1-inch strips. And the key with this is just try and keep them so they line up. So see how they'll form that same image again. So if you just start with that square and then just cut 1-inch strips, then you will have 3 strips of Calypso Coral that are 1 1/8 by 3 3/8. So just a 1/8 inch mat around these. And I'm just going to adhere these with some liquid glue. And I love this particular pattern because it brings in some fun colors. And I just like how adding these 3 little strips adds some interest and the image lines up, but there's a little space between everything, which I think is kind of cool. So hopefully you'll like that too. And again, if you need measurements, you know what I'm going to say. Get on my email list. It's free, guys. And I'm not spammy. I promise. I send out 1 email a week. Maybe 2 if something big's going on or there's a deadline or something. But for the most part, I'm not a spammy emailer. So I hope you will join me. And you can join anywhere in the world. It's totally fine. I love to share. And that's a great place for me to share project ideas, upcoming classes and events, all that good stuff. All right, we're going to put these on with Stampin' Dimensionals because I like dimensionals. So why not? I just have to kind of keep them in order. Oh, sticky fingers. Got glue on my finger. What's everyone doing this weekend? Anything exciting? Our weather has been up and down in Texas. Like, we've turned on the heat and the air conditioning this week, and it looks like it's going to be the same thing next week. It's cool today, but it was super hot the other day. So I don't know what's going on with this crazy weather, but the sun's out and it's not raining, so I'll take it. Okay, now move up here, make sure I still have them in order. Okay. So I'm going to kind of start in the middle or as close to the middle. Now I'm not giving these a firm push yet because this looks like it might be a little off center. This gives you a chance to line them up. Kind of make them hopefully as straight as you can. And once we like it, we can give it the final push. And I don't think I like it. Hi, Katie. Nice to see you. That's okay. We're doing 3 cards today, Katie. You came at a good time. I'm doing a card class today. I got a little overzealous today, and I said, what the heck? Let's just do a full-blown card class. Because you know, and I have extras to show you too for more ideas with this paper. So I love this paper, and Sale-A-Bration is almost over. So things are starting to sell out. So now's a good time to get it. Okay, perfect. All right. So I'm more or less happy with that. So now my inside, I am just going to add, I have a 4" by 5¼ piece of basic white. And then I also have just a 1/2" strip, just like this, another 1/2" strip, but I'm going to use the floral side. I did not pull the inside sentiment for this, but I'll show you the finished one. But so hold tight. I'll just leave that in there to finish that off later. But we are going to stamp Happy Birthday from Something Fancy. I always need birthday cards, you guys. You could do congratulations if you wanted to. You could use, any sentiment you want, but I know I always need birthday cards. So that's what I'm opting for. I didn't even put the stickers on these. I am lazy. Okay, so we're going to stamp this in Memento ink. And with these delicate, like really small sentiments like this, I always like to have a very light hand when I'm stamping, because when you push down, some of the letters will start to be like chunkier than others. So it's just like a tap on the paper. It gives you a nice image. Where can I put this where ink won't go everywhere? Probably nowhere, but that's okay. We'll start with there. All right, we need the die from Fancy Labels. Something Fancy Labels. Yeah, Something Fancy dies. I love this one because it has these little angled edges, and I'm just a huge fan of that. And sure, you could cut them yourself, but when it's done for you and it's even, isn't that so much better? I love this little one. I like to constantly cut them at an angle like that, but sometimes they're crooked, so I like that I have a label to do it. I changed my dies for my mini cut and emboss machine finally, and wow, what a difference. I probably should have done that months ago. It cuts so much better now. Oh, so much easier. So change your plates on your die cutting machine when they start looking a little bit tired, because guess what? It does make a big difference. I'm telling you, those things were hanging on for dear life when I finally changed them. I think I put it through, and it made one of the plates made a sound like, help me. And I'm like, okay, I think it's finally time to change these. I have a dimensional stuck to my scissors. Okay. Hi, Sonia. And a start from the beginning. Perfect. Well, hang on. We've got 2 more cards we're going to do after this. And so you didn't miss a lot in the crafting, but just a couple of announcements. And also, I did have somebody ask before about cultivated creativity. Sonia, it might have been you. If there's a PDF only option, and guess what? There's going to be more details about that coming soon. So that will release after the kit has shipped. There'll be a PDF only option. So stay tuned. More info is coming on that. And last but not least, whenever I use petal pink, I always use champagne rhinestones because they're perfect with petal pink. So I'm going to pop on a couple of champagne rhinestones to finish it off. And easy peasy. The paper is the Superstar. And let me show you the finished inside on my original card. And see how every pattern, as you cut through the designer series paper, every pattern is going to give you a little bit different look. So like some will have more purple, things like that. So there you go. So I finished the inside. This is, I think this is Happiness Blooms. I think that's the name of the stamp set, but I just did a coordinating sentiment inside. So I will do that on this card as well, since I'm giving it away, but I just don't want to take the time to go grab the stamp set right now. So I didn't pull it. So there's that. Next card. This one, you guys, I love. The only stamping on this card is this right here. Guys, it cannot get much easier than that, right? So let's grab our pieces. What I love about the dies is that they cut the designer series paper. So you do have this beautiful image in the stamp set, but the die cuts out the paper and it makes you look like a coloring expert, you guys. So I absolutely love that. And that is another reason why this paper is one of my favorites. And I wasn't going to get this Stampin' die set, and I am so happy I did because I love that big chunky sentiment. We're doing Fresh Freesia, Mossy Meadow, and this is Blackberry Bliss. We have another card base. Oh, I always put my insides inside. So we have 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. We're going to reverse it and do the black on this layer now. It's going to be 5 1/4 by 4. And, oh, that's for my sentiment. I'm like, what is that for? And then we have some designer series paper. Now the designer series paper this is 1 1/4 by 3 7/8. And then this piece measures, I believe it's 4. Yeah, it's 4 inches by 3 7/8. And then I have a little strip here, a little 1/4 inch strip to put over the seam. So again, we're going to use the B sides of the paper. And this is one of those cards, you guys, that I don't think could come together any quicker because the paper is like the workhorse on this. And that floral image being already colored for you, amazing. Oh, and you can see here, I cut the paper two different with the directions. I don't think it matters on this particular pattern. I like it both ways. But sometimes you have to watch those directions on your the directions. Oh my gosh, you know what I'm saying, I think. You have to watch the way the patterns are going. Hopefully you know what I'm saying. Thank you, Carol. Carol says, beautiful card. And then I just cut a 1/2 inch by 3 7/8 strip of basic black. And this is just to put over the seam to just kind of close the gap there and kind of make it finished so that it covers the seam between the two papers and kind of works with the mat behind it. So it just kind of finishes it off really pretty. That's what I love about it. And, oh my gosh, you guys, I didn't bring, oh, I do have Mossy Meadow over here. Good, we can do it. I didn't cut something ahead of time. I totally forgot to prep one element, but it's okay. We have the tools to do it. So we're going to pop this on here. And now we have this, and this does all the work. Now, when I usually cut from designer series paper, I do like to sometimes cut with cardstock behind as well and adhere the two layers together so it makes it a little more sturdy. So if you, so like I said, I would just cut another layer of this in basic black and adhere them together. But if you're like me and you use 56,000 dimensionals on your projects, it's sturdy. Don't worry. So we do need to cut some leaves though. I forgot to do that. So let's grab Fragrant Flowers. There's 2 open detailed leaves. We're going to do the smaller one. Oh, and we need this too. So let's stamp our sentiment. Then we'll just do all of our die cutting at once. Okay, so we're going to stamp hello. Now for this, I'm using StazOn. I have found with this particular stamp set, since the sentiments are so bold and big, I actually prefer to use StazOn for them because StazOn just kind of gives more of a true black, and it just, I don't know, I can usually get it in 1 ink coverage. And I like the way it smells. So that's an added bonus too. Anybody else? Does anybody else sniff their StazOn pad? It smells like almonds. I think it smells so good. And mine is pretty juicy. Oh, I think I'm starting to run out of juice though, guys. I re-inked this and I made a whole bunch of thank you cards with this. Let me try again. You could also use this on your Stamparatus to, and of course, look what I did. I pushed down too hard. Is the 3rd time a charm? Let's see what happens. hi, Terry. She just got done with work. Ugh, work always gets in the way of stamping. Okay. All right. I apparently need to re-ink this again. But what I'm going to do as a cheat is I'm going to grab my black Stampin' Blends, and I'm just going to kind of fill in those couple little spots in the letters that didn't stamp great. Because I'm not stamping it more than 3 times, guys. We have 3 chances here, and after that, we move on, especially when we're making 3 cards. So if you're just jumping in and you missed some of the beginning of the video, I am doing make and takes for the projects. Since I'm doing 3 of them, I am doing make and takes, and but I dropped something. And to get those, you would just have to place a $35 order in my store and online store using this host code, and by Monday at midnight, and I'll send you all the stuff so you can make these cards at home. And if you don't have this stamp set, you can still make the cards with the make and take kit with any sentiments that you have. Now, when I cut this with the label, I'm actually going to push it over to one side because that flower die is so honkin' big that if you don't move it over to the side, it might not fit. Uh-oh, Laura says you're watching in traffic on your way home. Oh my gosh, be safe. Although I will say I do that too. When I would get stuck in traffic on my way home, I'm like, well, it's stop and go. I might as well watch some Facebook Live videos. I'll leave that out because we're going to need it. And we're going to need 3 of these leaves, which I should have cut in advance, but it's okay. Just toss them off to the side for now. That is what all this, I have all these little mossy meadow bits all over my room on the floor, and I was like, where did that come from? Now I remember. It was stopped. Okay, you're funny. I know, I do that too. I'm like, no on the phone and driving, because people are crazy. You have to have your wits about you. That's for sure. Okay, one more. Sorry, I would have had this done in advance, but I forgot. I felt like I had prepared these too quickly, and I'm like, I'm going to miss something, I know. And this is what I missed. All right, come out of there. Look at all those little bits. This one has a lot of debris. Okay, let's move some things out of the way. We just need the leaves. Oh my gosh. We'll just add this to the floor since there's already some on the floor. And there we go. Let me put my leaf on my magnet so I don't lose it. Okay, now we can get busy. Okay. So I'm going to start by pay no attention to the oopsie on the back. Put some dimensionals on and we'll get this guy going. And again, I'm not giving anything a big final push right now. I'm just kind of getting my layout how I want it. So, and I'm not going to put any dimensionals on the back of this flower because I'm going to put a little glue there to hold it down. So I'm going to add my dimensionals throughout. And I know it's probably going to be more dimensionals than it needs, but that's how we do it, guys. That's how we do it here. Somebody's snoring in the background. It's Stormy. I hear a... So if you hear Stormy snoring, they've all had busy days. Okay, and I'm just going to kind of tilt that where I like it. And then the glue can hold on to that. Now, ideally, you might want to put these on with adhesive sheets. But I'm going to do a little touch of liquid glue. We're just going to pop them in the background for some interest. Oh, probably shouldn't have should have taken my own advice there and not given that push. Okay. And these little leaves, I think they could be fun too if you did them in like, I don't know, like even like if you have a green shimmer paper, or you put some Wink of Stella on them too, or Stink of Wella. Just to kind of zhuzh them up a little bit. But again, this is just a really easy, fun card using the Designer Series paper. Who has this paper and do you love it? I'm just curious because I've heard from some people it's like not their favorite, but once they see it in use, they like it. So that's it, guys. Easy peasy. And look at that. Can you imagine how long that would have taken me to color today? Yay for that. The paper does all the work. And I'm just going to Stink of Wella, Wink of Stella, our little blooms. And then I'll go through and add Wink of Stella on some of the highlights here. It's going to take me a long time to do, so I'm not going to do the whole thing, but I'm going to add it to the highlights. It's really, really pretty in person, you guys. And we're going to add, I'm going to add these. We're going to add some iridescent rhinestone basic jewels. It's a lot to say. And we're just going to, we're going to go crazy. We're going to add one here, one here. I'm going to add 5. Yeah, I'm going to add 5 because why not? That big one might be too big. I remember I have to mail this, so I'm always conservative. I always have big hopes and dreams when I start with embellishments, and I'm like, you got to mail it, Anne-Marie. So there you go. And I love these iridescent rhinestone basic pearls. They're one of my favorites. Patricia has this paper. She uses the B-sides, but she's starting to like the flowers, I think. So yeah, try it out. I think honestly, and if you don't have the dies, you can fussy cut this. If you love fussy cutting. If you don't, you might not want to. But that's why I got the dies, because that's a lot for me to fussy cut. But and then for the inside, I did not finish the inside of the original card yet, but I just cut another 3/4 inch piece of Designer Series paper, and I have a basic white layer in here, and this is Hello, and I probably I may stamp this here it is. Maybe this little piece in the bottom corner, just for a little bit of decorative element in there, and then just finish it off. But I think I'm just going to leave it blank, no sentiment, because it's a hello card, so you can write a little note to a friend. But isn't that cute, you guys? Boom. That's it. This is like one stamp. Love that. Okay. And also, I want to go back to our original card. Remember how I said it dries a little bit lighter? As it's drying, it just looks like there's a little bit of shadow on there. So I just wanted to revisit that. Our next card is a super cute fun fold. And I probably should have started with that one because, you know, measurements. So let me get my life together here. Okay, we're going to have Petal Pink. Mary, thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. And hello and welcome. Okay, so we have a piece of Petal Pink. This is 4 1/4 by 9 1/2. And we're going to score this on the long side. I got to bring the arm out. Hold on. This is requiring the big guns. Okay, I'm going to score it at 5 1/2. 6 1/2, 8, and 9. And again, if you need these measurements, you'll get a sheet that'll have it all set for you. Just sign up for my email list. It's going to go out tomorrow afternoon. Okay, we have a second piece of Petal Pink that needs scoring too, so we're going to do this. So this is 3 inches by 5 inches. And we're going to do 2 score lines on the long side. We're going to score once at 1 1/2, or I'm sorry, first at 1/2. And then I'm going to flip it and score it at 1 1/2. Okay. So we might as well get all the scoring done now. Okay. Now this one, I have a couple pieces here. So all of your folds are going to be on the bottom, okay? So we're going to start out with this beautiful pattern, and I'm just going to, when I cut these, I like to kind of look for which is like, which gives the most color and things like that. This piece is 4 by 5 1/4. Actually, the card goes this way, so I guess I should say, did I cut that? Guys, I feel like this is a little too long. Hold on. 4 1/4. Yeah. Okay. So this should be 4 1/4 by 9 1/2. There's a little bit, there's a 1/4 inch on there extra. It was the other half of my card base. So just felt like that was a little off. That's better. Look at how nicely that fits when you cut it right. So this piece is just going to fit on the back. So we're just going to adhere that down now. And this is the same paper we used on the first card, just using the pretty floral side. And I like this. This is a fun fold that folds flat. Oh my God. Folds flat for mailing. Sorry. Blah, 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 blah. Me and my words today. Hi, Pam. Nice to see you there. Okay, so that fits on the back. And then we're going to have this little panel here. You're going to need a piece of designer series paper. That is this one here. And this is 1 1/4 inches by 4. So that's just going to go on this little layer here. Okay, and that's under there's 2 score lines. So it's after the second score line. It fits in this panel here. Easy peasy. Okay, let's grab this bone folder and do some burnishing because we want this to come together nice and even. Okay, so the first thing we want to do, the little trick to putting this together evenly, it's pretty simple. So you're going to fold up these pieces. Your adhesive is just going to go on this piece here. Now, when it mails, it's going to fold flat. So you want your adhesive just on this little 1/2 inch strip. I'm going to use tear and tape. If I can find it, I'm going to use it. Where? Oh, here it is. I was like, I just opened a new roll of tear and tape. Where is it? So I'm just going to run some tear and, well, minus the fuzz on the end of it. Let's get rid of that, shall we? So I'm just going to run a little piece of tear and tape here. That'll do it. And then for this to adhere really nicely and evenly, keep this folded flat and then bring this piece up. And that will create, whoop, push it down so it holds. That's kind of an important step. And then you'll have this little perfect square that's going to give it the dimension, okay? So that's the easy way to assemble it so it comes together nice and easy. So if you missed that, you can go back and kind of watch that on the replay again, but that ensures your little box comes together evenly. Next up, let's burnish the folds on this one. Bump. And we have a piece of designer series paper here. We better, oh, I didn't cut that one. It's so funny. When I looked, I went, I didn't cut that one. I forgot. Okay, let's cut it together. It's this pattern. We're going to cut 3 1/4 by 2 3/4. So let's do 2 3/4 by 3 1/4. So there were 2 things I forgot to do before the video. That's okay. Okay. Doing some real live crafting in here today. Let's see. And that's going to go on the front. Oh, I have a little jagged edge here. Use my little sanding block to clean that up a little bit. Perfect. Okay. So that is going to go on this panel. Like I said, guys, these 3 cards, when we're done with this, I'll even show you more options. They won't be on the project sheet, unfortunately, because you're getting 3. Come on, guys. But you can definitely get some more ideas from it. And they won't be included in the make and takes either. There's just 3 projects in the make and takes. Okay, so same deal with this one. In order to get this to adhere where we want it, we're going to want to do some adhesive in different areas. So let me kind of show you a little tip to put this together. So you kind of want to start, you want it to kind of be, you can't see that, can you? I'm sorry. You're going to kind of want it centered on the card. And once you get it centered, kind of hold this bottom piece in place, and that will dictate, because, okay, let me just show you. This piece is flat, okay? So we're kind of getting it where we want it in the center of the card. My stomach keeps growling. So right about here. And what I'm going to do is kind of fold this back, and I'm going to put my adhesive on here. And I'm going to use liquid glue for this step because it allows me to have a little bit of wiggle room if I don't get this right the first time. But if I do that, then I kind of have it marked where it's going to stick to this base piece, because when it folds, that piece is going to fold to the back. So again, I'm going to start adhering here. I hope that makes sense. It's probably just better for me to stop talking and for you to watch me, right? So that's what I'm going to do. So that's where that's going to land. And once you have that little top flap adhered, you can put some adhesive on the bottom here and adhere the bottom flap. Again, probably best if you just go back and rewatch the video and turn your sound off. So, oh gosh, give me a laughing emoji. Life's too short. Come on, guys. I know what I want to say. I just can't get the words out. Okay, so that's ultimately what it's going to look like at the end. Now, I have this one facing like a horizon fold. You could also stand this up and have it like, be in a portrait orientation too. But I just think it's kind of fun to have it go the long way, because I always make them the opposite way. So where's my adhesive remover? Good grief, you guys. Maybe 3 cards isn't my jam. I don't know. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Give me a heart if you're enjoying this. If I'm annoying you, I'm sorry. But I trying something new today, guys. Trying something new. All right. The other die in the Fragrant Florals dies cuts out the smaller flower. So boom. You could fussy cut it too, but when there's a die involved, why not? I went ahead and used those Something Fancy dies for the bigger label. And then we're going to do the sentiment on the smaller label to this one in Stays On. Oh, I hope my ink holds out. Do I have my Stays On over here? I put it away. So we're just going to make do. If we have to, we'll use that little trick with the Stampin' Dimensionals again. Oh, I've got a lot of shadowing on the edges. Okay. Patricia, don't be so hard on yourself. I'm glad you... Wow. No, Anne-Marie, don't wipe it off before you stamp it. Why would you do that? I have to laugh at this, you guys, because y'all know you do this in your craft rooms, right? I should have wiped that off ahead of time. Live and learn. Okay, I am way low on the paper here. Okay. All right, I wiped off all that halo image. And look, I had a perfectly inked up image too. It was nice and juicy and inked up. Ah, don't you hate that? Yes, second time. Ba-dum-bum. Okay. Move that out of the way. Stays on, just so you know, does need a special cleaner. If you can generally clean some of the ink off when it's still wet, but you do need special stays on cleaner for stays on ink. But I think it's worth it because you get such a nice, crisp, bold image. That's why I love stays on so much. Okay, we're gonna cut this. No, not with that. We would make it work if we did, but we need something fancy dies. So I used the biggest one for the Calypso Coral, and I'm going to use the middle size. You guys, I'm going to laugh so hard. I was supposed to stamp hello. That's why it won't fit. Let's get another piece of white, shall we? Oh my word. I'm going to save this thanks because it's a beautifully stamped image. So we're going to go ahead and save that for something else. All right, Karen, have fun on your errands. Catch the replay. Let's do hello. Have mercy. I just laugh. You have to laugh at yourself, guys. And I even have the sample like right next to me. So hello. Hello. Perfect. Okay, that's stamped pretty good. Okay, now we have the correct sentiment. Stampin' Extra. You can use it. Katie's like, you're killing me. Katie, do you ever have those days where it's just like one thing after the other and you're like, why? That's how I feel right now. But it's okay. You guys are awesome and you're not being hard on me. And because guess what? We all do it, right? All right. Oh, hi. My puppy, I mentioned before, she's big. So she's just standing directly behind me, and she's 9 months old, and she's kind of probably getting close to about 60 pounds, and she's tall. She's a German Shepherd lab mix, and I just turned around, and she was like right there. So I almost tripped over the dog. That was fun. Can you imagine you guys watching and you just hear this big thud as I trip over the dog and hit the floor? Oh my gosh. The good news is, I guess if you don't hear me talking for a while, you call for help. Holy cow. Okay. All right, now that we stamped the correct one, we're going to adhere these two labels together. Is that some shadowing? Oh, darn it. Where's my sand eraser? No, we will not be defeated by this stamp right now. You get over here, little smush of ink. Oh, don't fold. We're going to use the sand eraser very gently. Ink be gone. It's gone, you guys. We fixed it. Come on, you guys know you want the make and takes for this project so you can watch the video and laugh along with me as I make all these mistakes again. Wouldn't that be fun? Such a great instructional video. She can't stamp straight. She's got halos. It's real life. That's how we do it here. I just love the look of that layered. That was a lot of work, but it's done. Oh, Lordy. Now we're going to heat emboss. Oh, let the fun begin. You guys, this was my piece for the back of the card. Well, we'll just cut another one of those. I'll show you the finished one. We're not going to do it because obviously I use the cardstock I was supposed to use. Let's heat emboss the sentiment, shall we? Let's see where this goes. Okay. I'm going to take a breath and I'm going to use my embossing buddy because at the rate we're going, if I skip this step, forget it. And I'm just going to stamp friend. Hello, friend. I think I stamped it straight. Cross your fingers. Okay, we're going to put a little white embossing powder. Oh, I didn't get a little sheet underneath. What could possibly go wrong cutting corners? All right, I'm gonna get, actually, I'm gonna grab my Take Your Pick tool. The putty side of your Take Your Pick tool is great for picking up stray embossing pieces. So I like to use it for that. Okay, let's turn this on. Get our heat tool heated up. This shouldn't take a lot to emboss. Famous last words. There it goes. Oh, good, Tammy. I'm glad you like that tip. Sometimes I use a brush if I have like a little tiny, real thin paintbrush, if I have a lot of little pieces. But that little putty end of the Take Your Pick tool is awesome for getting stray embossing bits. I feel like you have a little more control with it too, depending on the size of the image anyway. Oh my gosh. I can't find my little guillotine trimmer. Here it is, underneath 50,000 things. Okay, so I'm just going to shave. Okay, that we're calling that straight enough, you guys. I think it's straight. You tell me. Oh, we're going to go this way. And then I'm just going to snip off the ends. We just want a little tiny piece. You could freehand this, but I'm not even going to dare right now at the rate I'm going. We don't dare to do those types of things when stuff starts going awry, because you know how that goes. Okay. And then we're just going to pop this up with mini dimensionals. And ideally, I would probably use the black mini dimensionals, but I don't think it makes too much of a difference. If you have them, use them. If not, that's okay too. Just gonna, oh, it's so pretty, isn't it? I love white embossing on black. I just think it's really, really pretty. Okay, more dimensionals, famous last words. I probably have like 16 packages of dimensionals all over the place. Okay, 4. Just stop at 4, Anne-Marie. These folks want to probably enjoy the rest of their evening. So we're almost done. We're on the home stretch. Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. Okay. Center that label. I just love that bold sentiment, guys. It makes me happy. And I'm going to put one Stampin' Dimensional. Oh, I'm not, because I don't have any more. I'm going to put a piece of Stampin' Dimensional right here. And then I'm going to put a little more glue on my flower itself and just kind of fit that in the corner. We survived this card almost. And of course, a couple more. I'm going to do a medium, a small rhinestone, and then I'm going to do one small one right in the center of the flower, because everything's better with sparkle. And through the magic of video, here we go, another finished card. And on the back, you can put that piece, I got some dirt on that. You can put that piece of basic white that I stamped on. You don't want to stamp on that. You want to adhere to the back of your card with a little strip of paper. And this is the 3/4 inch by 4 inch strip. It'll all be on the project sheet. So this is a place where you can write your note to your friend, and then they have a beautiful card that they can stand up on their desk and display, which I think is super kind of cute too. So anywho, thanks for being patient with me. Yikes. Let's look at the 3 finished projects together. Here they are. Where are they? Here they are. I don't think I have enough room to put all 3 of them in here, or 6 of them. So here are our 3 projects that we did. One is a fun fold featuring this paper. And again, if you want the make and take kits for this, just place a minimum $35 order in my online store using this host code by Monday, and I will mail out a kit to you. All the paper, The die cutting will be done for you, and all that good stuff. You'll just need to do the stamping, which is really minimal, you guys. So so those are our 3, and I hope you like that we did a class today. I know this is a little bit longer video, but you got 3 cards, so I think it was worth it, right? So we did those 3. Let me show you some alternatives. Again, if you want the project sheet for this, make sure you're signed up to my newsletter, and that'll go out tomorrow afternoon. All right, a couple alternatives. This one, I made a bunch of these for thank yous, and I just thought, this is so easy, you guys. It's that same concept where I just did 2 pieces of DSP and closed the seal with that little strip of basic black. Simple sentiment. I used seam binding that I colored with a Stampin' Blend, and I use the crinkled seam binding because the knot on this has a really low profile, so it tucks underneath labels really nicely. And then I just popped on some rhinestones. It can't get any easier than that, guys, but the paper and the bold sentiment, this is a great mailable thank you card when you need to make a bunch, and I did. Here's another thank you card that kind of has a fun fold look to it. So this one here, I love this pattern. And this kind of accordion folds out, but not all the way. So you could theoretically adhere this label together if that bugs you that it doesn't open all the way. It kind of stands, just kind of helps it stand up a little bit. But because you can't pull it open all the way, you could adhere this if you wanted to. Just a quick little note. But this is real simple. Again, the paper does all the work. Big, bold sentiment, a little bit of ribbon, and then we open it up to another little label that says friend, and you could put a basic white piece on the back to do your note to your friend as well. So that's the second one. Here's a third alternative. This one's super cute. Again, more of letting the paper do the work. We use the dies in Something Fancy, die cut a flower, and this one opens up and it stands up. It's like a fun little easel. So that's cute. And then this one is not mine, but this was designed by a wonderful friend of mine, Lisa Harden. I got this card from her in a swap, and she used just little scraps, scrappy strips of all the different patterns together. And I love how she did them a little wonky. And she did a embossed sentiment on a circle, some gems, super cute, right? So when you get down to almost the end of your paper, I knew I was going to cough. All these little scraps you have, they make a really fun card too. So Lisa, this is a beautiful card, and thank you so much. I was so excited to get this in the swap from her. So those are just a couple other ones as well. All right, guys, we did it. We survived Facebook Live. So once again, you want make and takes for the projects, you've got until Monday. Project sheet, make sure you're signed up for my newsletter by tomorrow. And Cultivated Creativity, my monthly card club, the due date to register for that is the 20th to get the Sentimental Park kit. So I'm in the process of getting started on those, and it's a fun little kit, you guys. So I would love to have you check that out. And if you ever have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your Friday with me today for some crafting. I hope you enjoyed these cards and all of the bloopers that went along with them. Thank you so very much. And I will be back with you guys next week. I hope you all have an amazing weekend. Happy stamping out there, and take good care. Bye, everyone.